Hey guys, welcome back to Busy Programmer. We will continue with the blood bank application series. So, as you guys know, only these two pages are left in our application where we need to make a search page, and here we have an option to choose your city and your blood group that you're looking for, and you will find donors. On the donor page, this will be a simple message and a card probably with some image. So as we don't have images of people, we are just going to show either this icon or some other image, and instead of this message we will have the name of that person and a call button to call that person, so you can call him and ask for his or her help. Okay, and there are few more things like this particular location thing which we need to deal with because yeah, here we need to pull only those requests which are specific to this user's location. So if he sees some request for some blood group or something like that, he only sees it for his city, so that's relevant. Okay, so before making this page, I want to deal with this location thing. Here it's choose your location, but I want to make it just location where you can see your location and that's all. We are not going to go into things like Google Map or something. We're just going to save the location that he has entered already. So yeah, in your register activity, we have this function for register, and here we are registering the user with their city also. So we will save this city like we did with number in login activity. So in login activity, preference manager, you just need to copy this line and paste it here in the success part, because you want to save it only if it's a success. So before register activity finishes, you want to do it here in the beginning, and here we will save it as city, and we want to save this city that the user entered in our saved preferences, so we can also access them later when the user is using the application. Now how will we know if a new user logs into the image logs into the application which hasn't registered using this application, and now we might not have the city in the saved preferences. So how will we do that? For that, we will have to change our login script a bit. Here we are sending a number and password. So instead of just giving success, what if we also provide the city name? That will be nice, and we will just have to check if responses are not equals to fail, and then this condition, whatever is the response, like failed or something like that, we will have to see, as we have a predefined message somewhere here. Okay, so let's just log into our webhost account. Okay, so coming here to login.php, we want to edit this file and make it return city in case of success, and else we are just saying invalid credentials. So we can use this invalid credentials here, like or we can just put a not equals to here and say this. Okay, this will work in case response is equals to invalid credentials, and we are making this condition negative by putting a not here. So yes, this will work, and in case of anything else returning from the script instead of invalid credentials, this should log in the user. Also, don't worry about script returning something like an error, because an error listener is already there in place. So this should work. And here we want to return um, the city. For that, you know the procedure. First, you have to take out the row, fetch associate array from result. Okay, now this will be an array, and we want a single row out of it. That is the first row, because there will be one row where this number and password will match. Now we need to see what was the name of that field that we gave it in the database. We need to see was it city or something else. And also then we will test this application, this API, whether it works or not. Just copy it to your clipboard so you don't lose the code in case the session expires. Now coming to this blood bank database, check out the user table. Yeah, so we have so many details here, and we have it as city. So we want to return, instead of success, we want to return city. Okay guys, a small change I did. Now you can see the whole code. So rows MySQLi fetch result, and we are returning the city in case MySQLi num has a greater value than 0, which means if there exists a user with that number and password, we are returning his city. Now if some user enters his city name as invalid credentials, then he won't be able to log in, which is fine. We don't really have to care about that, because that's a rather unusual case, and yeah, we will just focus on the majority of cases right now. So yes, it works, and here we are. So this should save. Yeah, here we need to copy this, name this number as city, and instead of this, we wanna save the response this time. Okay, yeah. Alright, so this will save the city which we are getting as response, and yeah, that's all. In the login activity and register activity, we made these two changes, and that's all we needed to do. And in main activity, we are getting using this function to populate. So let's just come here, and instead of Okay, so I hope you understand what I'm doing here. Alright, so as you can see, I'm getting the city out of preference manager this time in main activity so that we can use that city to fetch only those requests which are related to that person. So we must pass this here also. So in parents dot put city, this city. Okay, so it should be declared final. Yeah, this should be fine. So we need to modify one more thing again now, which is this get request.php. Okay, we are logged out from. Okay, so in your get request activity, get request.php file, we are going to modify the script a bit as we are now getting a city variable in here. So now we want to filter out those posts which are pertaining to this city only. So how will we do that? We have the city here with the number, and we got posts. We got post here's with the number here, and a number here. So these two things will link it. We will find the city from this number and use that to filter out those posts. Okay, where number in. So I'm modifying the script get request.php. Here I'm specifically modifying the SQL part. So we just need to change the query. So we first it was just select star from post. Now I'm adding this thing. So just follow along. Where number in, so we are going to select number from user table, where city equals this city that we got here. So this should filter out the post that we are getting on the home page. Okay, so this will work now, and yeah. Okay, and that's all we needed to do here. Now we need to write the search page. So search activity. So it has this message over here, some simple text, edit text, and a button. So we can start writing the code. It's a constraint layout. We will change it to scroll view first. And I will code this through and show it to you guys. Okay guys, so I coded the entire thing, this layout. You can see we have everything that we had here. Let's just go on to code. Although it's pretty much simple, we have a scroll view so that it works on smaller screens also. You can just scroll the layout up and down and use the to edit text and this find donor button. So first off, we have a text view. This is it, and it has a message, some padding, margin up top, and color, text size. Next we have the choose city text box, and then we have an edit text with a hint of example London. Then we have a text view with the written blood group over it, this one. And we have edit text just like the city one. Then we have the button with ID submit button. The edit text of blood group has an ID ET blood group, and the city has ET city. Okay guys, so I also wrote some code in search activity.java. So to not bore you and make the video longer, I skipped this part because this is what we do and we have done so far in this tutorial. We have already covered these things and we don't really need to learn the basics of these. So there's a show message function like always, which has for now a toast, and we have an is valid function because we have to edit text, so we need to validate them, check whether user is entering the right blood group or not, and if the city is empty or not. So in case any of those conditions are there, we return false as we return true. And then we have this function which we will implement now, which will be new thing. And this is we are declaring those two objects. Just binding them with the layout first. Then we have our button. On click listener on this button, and this looks familiar. We take out the strings first, we check if they are valid, and then we get the search results from this function. Okay, so we will implement this function, and as always we need to write the script first. So yeah, so we need to make a new file, search donors dot php, and we will create it. Let's start coding. Okay, so we also need to see the database a bit. So we have name, we have city, and we have number. on based on city and blood group, we want to filter out these names and these numbers. So we need name, number from user table where blood group like blood group is like blood group and city is like okay, so let's understand what I wrote. So I'm selecting name and number from user table where blood group is like this blood group. We could have used equals to also here because yeah, it's same, and we are using another thing, so we will add and between. So blood group and city should be like this. Blood group should be equals to this blood group and city should be like this city. So let's understand what is that. We have used some wildcards here. So this percentage sign you're seeing, it actually will tell SQL to select all those attributes who who contain strings that have this city in this. So somebody may write like this. Somebody may say city equals to New York, and somebody may say city equals to New York City. All right, so both things should result in same thing. So that's what we achieve with this. If the user will enter something related to that part, he should be getting this. Okay, so maybe we should also return this the name of the city in this case, so that we can use it and just show it like which exact city is he living in, so the user may not be calling someone who's just turned out to be matching because of this query. Okay, so now we will run and we have response array while row equals to MySQLi fetch associate array from this result. We will keep adding okay, so we are done with search tuners. You can take it you can take a look at again. So require init.php, we are getting city and blood group from the user by post method. Then we have our SQL query in which we are selecting name, number and city from user table, where blood group is equal to this blood group and city is like this city. Any string which contains city in the beginning, middle or at the end will come under this, and we will get the results in this. This is an array which will hold the all the responses using this while loop, and we will just JSON encode the whole response array and push it and just display it on the page. So yeah, now in here we just need to get these results, and that's pretty much it. So we need to change this endpoint. We just copied it from this main activity where we are also getting some posts. So yeah, this code will work. We just need to change this, and I added new parameters. With city I have blood group. Okay, and let's just go to this file endpoints and add another variable, another static final, sorry, a constant search donors. Okay, no, not in main activity. We need to change it in search activity. So keep in mind what you change. Just look at here and then change. So here we will be getting a JSON response. Now we will have to create another new activity. This one to actually display it. So I'm just going to make a new activity